Welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter. Thank you again for watching our shows. Before we jump into this week's EQ Video Tip, let's review the goals of EQ Video Tip. Welcome back. We've got a terrific show today, and it comes to us again from one of our favorite authors, Justin Bariso. And Justin talks about, have you ever had one of these days where you've got so much on your plate and you go, oh, this day hasn't gotten off to the best start. I've got a ton of work, I've got a new project, I've got a big project that I haven't completed, and oh, to top it off, my desk is a mess. And I can tell you right now, you can't see my desk, but it definitely is a mess, so I feel like Justin's talking to me. And Justin says, well, where should we start? And actually, the best place to start is actually cleaning up your desk, believe it or not. I'm not sure if I believe in that or not, but I'll start by going through his tips and then maybe cleaning my desk as well. Here's what Justin has to say to help make those days better for you. Tip number one, the case for cleaning up. Because we all say, well, why do I have to clean my desk? I'd rather get my work done. But there's lots of research that actually supports why cleaning up will actually help you in terms of focusing. So scientists actually at Princeton University, they realized, and they did research that said that your visual cortex can become overwhelmed by clutter around the room or around your desk, which makes focusing difficult. In contrast, people who had uncluttered workspaces in their environment were less irritable and they had increased productivity. So not just the people at Princeton, but believe it or not, at DePaul University, their psychology department found that, at least by one measure, clutter was the best predictor, believe it or not, of procrastination, and that it interfered with their quality of life. So a lot of people are doing this research around it, and one of the things that we have to pay attention to is why we need to declutter. And the last research, and we love our research here, it comes from psychologists at UCLA, and they found that their subjects who had their homes that were very cluttered had increased experience of depressions and were measured at increased levels, believe it or not, of the hormone cortisol, which researchers say can lead to negative health conditions and make you more stressed out. So why do we need to declutter? Well, we've got 3 reasons behind it right there just from the research. Let's start with that and then figure out a few tips to help us declutter and get us on track. Tip number 2, start small. It may sound silly, but take a few minutes to clean up a few things on your desk. If you try to do everything at once, it's going to feel like you're doing all your work at once, and that's going to be very hard. So maybe start with a pile to your left or to your right, depending on what's going on, and spend 10 minutes decluttering that area. The next day, do the same thing so that you don't have to do the entire process, which would be very overwhelming. So start with things that you can handle, and then go back to your work, and then the next day, do it again. Again, starting with rooms that you spend the most time in will also help out as well. Tip number 3, schedule maintenance time, believe it or not. Well, why do we need maintenance time? Well, typically, if you have a cluttered desk and you're a cluttered person, that place, even though you declutter it, is going to be cluttered again. If you schedule 10 to 15 minutes every day to declutter and clean up your mess, it's going to make it easier for you to maintain that sense of cleanliness, that sense of organization within the room that you're working in, within your desk as well. And it makes it easier so you're not challenged with cleaning up a huge project or spending an hour cleaning up before the cleaning crew gets to your house, or that you're having company, or that you need to be organized for that next project that you're working on. So schedule maintenance time to help maintain that clutter-free work area. Our last tip, make cleaning fun. And I can tell you right now, I don't think cleaning's fun, but there are ways to make it fun. For example, if you're working in an office, maybe have a bring-in lunch day while you clean or after you clean, or bring pizza for the team or some kind of goodies. If you're working at home, maybe with your family or your friends that you live with, have some kind of fun activity or reward for cleaning up, and do it once every month, once every 2 months, whatever it is, to make sure that your work area and your house and your office stay clean. Now, I'm sure all of you are saying, what if I don't like these suggestions too much? It's too hard. It feels like it's overwhelming. That's okay. Start small and take one step at a time. Remember, just like EQ, it takes steps to build it up. You're not going to learn it all in one day. So carve out 5 minutes, 10 a day, and build up from there. Over time, you will declutter and your life will become less stressful. That concludes this week's EQ video tip. We hope you enjoyed. Here's a quick recap of what we talked about today and some ideas to help you be more organized and declutter your lives. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.